We are here with Khaydien, and for the people, Khaydien, could you introduce yourself?
Yeah, for sure. So, Khaydien Anderson, I come from a background in front end web development, leaned a bit more into back end, got into sales on the outbound side of things as an SDR, then account executive. Also co-founded a automation slash outbound agency. And yeah, originally, once we were building up, it was a very small team. And I got introduced to KB or Kunal, and I was hearing again. There's quite a big community now within these group chats and on WhatsApp, and this was a name that always came up. And I remember just asking for advice on some of the campaigns I'm working on. We were trying out different ESPs, and yeah, KB, you were very hands-on. You helped me with some other tasks, building scrapers. Do you remember the like
Yeah.
the Trust Pilot one? That one.
Trust pilot one, yeah.
Yeah, that's where we started. And yeah, man, it's always cool connecting with you and brainstorming on new ideas. You've definitely helped me build up my infrastructure, and I'm glad to see you're building on to your own company now, man. You definitely deserve it.
Thank you, thank you.
Awesome, awesome. That's great. And so we want to ask you, like, what was the initial situation before you, decided to work with us? What was your initial situation like?
Yeah, it's just a case of where I was very new to running any business, if anything, and you know, the time was the most difficult thing. So I know I wanted to do this, but I also needed to balance my full-time position. And again, in the beginning, it was just small tasks. But once I saw what you guys were able to do, it was why not? Why can't we not push this even further and connect and just collaborate a lot more? It's like didn't necessarily have to hire. It even just started off as a great relationship, and we want to keep building. We want to add on to this and deepen the partnership.
So, like, how much of an approximation can you tell? Like, did working with us help you save in time, in terms of money, in
Oh
terms
yeah,
of energy and effort?
energy and effort. Well, we had some late nights, and I know your time zone was a lot different to mine.
Yeah.
So yeah, we both did some late nights, but yeah, 100%. It's obviously been a great ROI. I think you've always been reasonable in terms of pricing when it came to any projects we were working on. So yeah, it's something I'm always looking to come back and revisit and see what else we can do, because we're in the world where just outbound automations, all of these things are changing every day. Somebody's got a new product every day. We have to stay on top of the latest trends. And I think it's good when you have a network of people who are doing this as well. And, you know, this guy might be trying this. So I think a good example is like a Zapier versus an NAN. I know you can do some things in NAN, or you might prefer to do it in Make. And when you collaborate with people and you kind of meet in the middle, you both learn a lot from each other. So it was also just about the actual learning that I got from you, which is why which I think is great for business and just good for relationships in general.
Yeah. I remember when we started out, Khaydien, there was like connecting automations in between, right? Just two tools connecting an automation. But later down the line, we started a centralized system, like a central database that manages everything. So
Yeah.
how was that experience different from having consistency of data across multiple tools than a central database? How was that?
Once we got it, it was amazing. And again, I didn't even think it was possible. I remember coming to you like, I'm not sure what I need, but can you just look at this with me? And then we started brainstorming, and yeah, you definitely simplified the whole process for me. I was thinking I was gonna have to use like 3-4 different tools. And
So, what actually did you try before, like, working with us?
would you know what it is? It was a thing where I think this was before you guys really had the product built, but just the architecture of it, I didn't know how to go about it just by myself. But I think it was just more of the logic and the problem solving that come with it. That was really what I came for, because I know I would we were introduced before you really built it into what it is today.
Yeah.
But again, I know the expertise is there, and to see you now turn it into something that could be sold and packaged is even better. We did try some alternatives, people that were building prototypes, but they weren't keeping up to date with new updates that were coming from some of the providers we were using, where I think you was approaching it differently. So yeah, that was definitely it.
So like, when did you realize that you actually needed help with this, and you decided to work with us? Like, when was the at what point were you like, I need help with this?
I think, again, in the beginning, the first things we worked on were quite small tasks. I thought, oh yeah, you can just help me build a scraper, or you can just help. But once I got to speak with you more and saw your real passion for the whole space in general, it was just like, no, these are people I need to be in communication with more, I can learn from. And honestly, it was just fun. I could have probably tried to work it out myself, but I think if anyone's watching this and they're not sure where to go about, or you're not really that tech savvy, then I think you need to be speaking with people like yourselves, who are always staying on top of the latest trends and what's going to be relevant 6 months from now. Because it's not, I know generally a lot of us are in the cold email space, but then that could be stressful. Sometimes you get it right, sometimes you don't. It doesn't matter how well your infrastructure is set up. I think it's just more about bringing new ideas to the table and not rinse and repeat and stuff that don't work. So yeah, man, I've just enjoyed really the collaboration side of things and what comes with that.
What would you say to, yeah, Kunal, go ahead.
Yeah, I think it was mainly when you started to scale yourself and got like bunch of clients where it actually got a bit cluttery, right? To manage.
Yeah. You remember I'd message you and I'd say, oh yeah, I'm gonna reach out to you 2 days, and then it'll be 2 weeks, and it's just life happens, it just gets crazy, bro. So no, man, you were very patient with me as well, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely.
What would you like say to someone who's actually at this point probably seeing this and who's skeptical a bit, like, should I not work with these guys? What would you like to say to them?
I'd say if you're serious about business and you're serious about developing, and I know we're in the age now of we all want to be solopreneurs. We all want to build something in our room and sell it for 10K and get 10K a month off of it. And not to say none of that's impossible, but I think especially when you're dealing with our space, when it comes to outbound, I wouldn't go about it alone, because it's a space that's changing every day. The big players, the big boys, the Googles and Outlooks, they want to shut us down. So you need a network of people who you can work with this on, because I think to try do it solo is going to be a lot more challenging, and it may just take you a lot longer to get to your goal. I know there are people out there, one-man bands, who can generate 50K a month, but it's taken them a long time. And if you don't have that patience, and this is something you're starting up in 2025, and you want to get scaling by 26, then you need to start bringing people on board like yourselves who have nothing but time for this. I've spent time with people who are trying to balance multiple jobs and stuff, and it's great. They're intelligent people, but I think if you can hand this off to people who have time, then you're going to see a lot more results quicker. So
it comes with the expertise of it. When some people are specifically targeted on the tech side, infrastructure side, I mean, what's the point of making 50K if you can't chill with it, right?
Yeah,
you just hang up and all doing all the work yourself.
What's the point of all that cash? Some people really pride themselves on that, and again, it's like I'm not sure how you do your deals and stuff now, whether it's pay per month or anything like that. But again, I wouldn't view it as a waste of money. I think it's worth it, like just find out anyway. Especially if it's something someone is serious about, then you should just spend money to make money. Like that's the way I see it.
Awesome. So we actually like built out for you was the AISDR and also the campaign management system.
Yeah.
So how has that affected your business? Like, which part of your business and your operations, like, has it made a difference for you?
It's helped a lot with the intent signals. So kind of just some clients that I may have been dealing with have been getting loads of replies, and it's not necessarily the black and white yes or no. It's a lot of questions, or a lot of, can you get back to me in 2 months, and a lot of notes that you have to remember. And I think the way you've got your tagging system is just a way where if I'm doing it hands-on, or if I've got a VA that can kind of stay on top of this, then they're always getting notified when there's something to follow up on and chase up with. So there's leads that are warm. I think everyone looks at cold email, for example, as you send out a campaign and we need replies, positive replies within the next week or two, when really it's all about the long-term game. And anyone that even showed a slight bit of interest 6 months ago, you should have systems in place to make sure you get back to that person. And as long as you're on top of all of that, the business will come. It's not necessarily about starting another campaign and another and just spamming. You want to build relationships with your potential prospects. And I think that system in particular with the AI SDR is something that really helps out with that.
And how about the campaign management system? How did that help you, and how did that help improve your business?
The campaign management is something I'm always still tweaking on and adding on top of, but it's a great central hub that I can start from. And if I want to add anything around that, I've got access to build automations alongside it. But just the central hub itself is very good.
Awesome. So how would you like describe, would be your experience working with us? I mean, already you've gone quite deep in that. Just some final words on that.
Yeah, no, man. Great business, great minds. And again, if it's something where I think you're very quick and hands-on with your responses. I know when people buy any type of product, one of the worst things, even if the product is great, if somebody just doesn't understand how to use it, it's great to know that I can call up KB and he'll jump on a call with me and just walk me through anything I may have overlooked. So I think that's probably the most important. The customer comes first. And if you've got a product that you've put even just 50% enough work into, and but you're hands-on with your customer and you're making sure they're satisfied, then that's all that matters to me. Even if there was bugs, which I'm not seeing, even if there was, as long as you're willing to help me out as soon as possible, that's all I ask for. And I think anyone else would be grateful for that also.
Awesome, Khaydien. So I think that's pretty much it, what I had to ask you. And it was amazing. It was really grateful for you to take the time out to have this call with us.
Anytime, man. Thank you, guys.
You're welcome. So pretty much, so we'll see you around. Cheers, man.
Yep, anytime, man. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.